It's important to understand what type of help you need in order to seek out the best possible solution. And in this book, we do break down the types of crises that can occur so that you know what type of help you should be seeking out, so that you know where to go to when you're at your most vulnerable time in your life.
I think it's very important for people to understand that there is physical surviving. You know, how do you survive when bad things happen? Well, part of it is we protect ourselves physically, we protect ourselves with our homes, we protect ourselves with our cars, we take care of ourselves physically. But it's very important, it's just as important to take care of ourselves mentally.
Yeah, if a person is in a crisis, there are a lot of places that you can go to get help. There are government organizations, mental health professionals. There are people out there, friends, relatives, that you can turn to get help.
Surround yourself with people that care. Reach out to other people. Be willing to have other people talk to you. Be willing to have other people support you. It's okay to send a text or an email and say, you know, I need a hug, even if it's a virtual hug from several thousand miles away.
Well, you can help someone who's experiencing a stress from a crisis in a variety of ways. It depends on who the person is. If they're an adult, then you can talk to them. You can be there for them. You can ask them to tell you how they feel. You can do things like send flowers, send a text message, a nice note, just to let them know that you're there if they need you. One thing that it's important to understand that if you ask a person, how are you, be prepared if they want to talk about it for an hour. You know, you don't want to sit there and look at your watch while they're talking to you. So be there for the long run. The other thing is that if you tell a person, call me anytime if you need anything, you need to mean it, because that time could be at midnight. Someone can have a reaction in the shower at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they may need you at that time. So don't make any type of promises that you don't intend on keeping. I know when I lost my grandmother, one of my best friends, she sent me this gift basket with lotions and shampoos and things like that. Now, it probably seems very odd that someone would send you a gift basket full of lotions and bath and body stuff when you just faced a loss instead of flowers. But she understood that my grandmother used to send me that every year. For my birthday, she would send me lotions and sweet smelling things. And so my best friend sent me that, and she said, I'm sure your grandmother's thinking about you, because I sure am.
Talk about it with other people that went through it. I call it the foxhole experience. You know, when you've locked arms with somebody and you've walked into the face of a gruesome scene, to be able to talk with each other about that, because other people aren't going to understand what it was like. So to keep those conversations open with your comrades, I think is very important. In the beginning, flashbacks are normal. In the beginning, their brain has to process what they saw, and they're not going to sleep as well, they're not going to eat as well. We encourage people in the very beginning to be very cautious of self-medicating. What I like to tell people is, whatever your habits were before the crisis, try to keep them the same after the crisis, the critical incident. You know, if you're smoking a half a pack of cigarettes a day, don't make it 2 packs tomorrow. You know, try to keep it the same. We try to educate people that drinking too much alcohol stops your REM sleep. And, you know, REM sleep is one way the brain heals itself. So for the first few days afterwards, you know, don't go home and drink this away. Try to give your brain an opportunity to heal, and just keep your habits where they are.
I think one important thing as well is when you're helping children in a crisis, because you can help adults, you can help children, that you make sure that you make it age appropriate. If you're talking to someone who's 6 years old or younger, instead of asking them to talk to you, and they may be able to do that, but if they can't, you could do things like ask them to draw out their feelings, or plant a flower, or play a game with you and get them talking that way, commonly called play therapy. But there are a lot of things that you can do.
What we want people to do is remember the incident without reliving the incident. Sometimes when people have been through something so horrific, Every time they think about it, the body reacts and the heart rate goes up and their chest feels like an elephant sitting on them. And we want to help people separate that physiological response from the memory so they don't have to relive it.